Ba-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum, ba-dum. Am I live? There it is. Oh my goodness gracious. Hi. Hello, everybody. It's going to have me just sit there like an idiot for a while, huh? Up, window. Yeah. Zoop-a-doop. Ba-bum. Uh-oh. Can't hear that. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi. 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 It's a 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time party, because that's how we do here in Old Man Land. Let me pop my chat out real quick. My chat just popped out. Can you hear me okay? I'm assuming you probably can. Hi. I watched a video this morning about the history of the Egg McMuffin, and that's all I've been able to think about since that. So if anyone has any Egg McMuffins, send them to me, please. Yeah, so we're starting a little early. I just want to warmed up. Am I better? I am fine. Better than what? Am I better than... My chat just popped out on the side. Yeah, I know it did. My chat just popped out. Yeah, really fun. This is why live streams are silly, because people just sit there and they kind of look at chat and they just say random shit. I have a big coffee. I have a lot to get through today with y'all, and I have a big coffee. So here's what we're gonna do. I've got every single one of these songs loaded up in Ableton, the sessions, right? And down at the bottom here, I have coffee is better than suicide. Thanks, Martin. That is true. No, I'm not. Yes. So here's the master down here. I got this solo. We'll listen to the master, and then we'll go through a woo. Yes, there's a woo in here. You'll hear it. We'll go through and check out what made the song what it is. I'll try to give some insight into it. Hopefully this doesn't take like forever, but I am expecting this to take kind of a bit of time. So Samuel, the pups are very good. Yes, I do have a light box above me behind there. I'm a little head down here in this thing. A little tiny head. That's what I am today. Yeah, I know it does. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. If you have specific questions about anything that you hear, I'm happy to answer it as best I can. Otherwise, I'll just sort of do like from the top down breakdown of what's going on in the track. So to give you a little bit of insight into maybe like, if you're interested, how the sausage is made. It is 9:01 according to my clock here. So we're just going to get started. Yeah, let's just go.
Hey man, you up? Yeah, so I just got the craziest idea. Hear me out.
Waking up again at 5 in the morning. Welcome to the next day of your life. I count up all the ways the day could fuck up. Lose count again. Hope that you slept good last night. Slow morning, the world is on fire again. You try to tune it out, but a friend of a friend just died, and it's on the news and the tea and the feeds, and the coffee isn't strong enough for this. Didn't think we could be so tired, wow, being so fucking pissed. You have something on our minds, yeah. Don't think we're gonna shake it this time. Maybe we can light it up and sit on back and watch it burn.
So you still have that big thing of gasoline and those recyclables? Awesome. Check it out.
Trying to go to sleep at 10 in the evening. Gonna lay awake at least till 3. I count up all the ways I made the same mistakes. Let's count again. This can't be all there is to me.
Okay, alright.
Why fight it? I'm gonna be a wreck again.
Okay.
life's so fucking small, but this world, it beats me down until I fit right up in your palm. You have something on our minds, yeah. Don't think we're gonna shake it this time. Maybe we can light it up and sit on back and watch it burn.
Alright, so we're gonna mix the gasoline with the styrofoam. Yeah, be careful. Okay. Put it in the bottle. Perfect. Alright, the rag in the top. Just like that. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Now let's make about 100 more.
You have something on our minds, yeah. Don't think we're gonna shake it this time. Maybe we can light it up and sit on back and watch it burn. Sit on back and watch it burn. Oh, God.
Cannot hit those notes. Jesus Christ. Fuck me. Yay. It's the big pop opener. I really wanted this track to work. I have this tendency to do stuff with albums like this where a lot of the tracks are like older stuff that I'm redoing and polishing up. I'll usually have one or two brand new tracks that are generally more poppy than other ones. So this album starts off really poppy with this, and eventually gets a little bit more electronic and weird, and you know, it is what it is. But these tracks, someone asked actually earlier, like what hardware I used. So this track, the next one, and some of the other ones that I'll point out are no hardware whatsoever. But then almost every other track, I think actually this one and the next one are the only two tracks that weren't started on Modular. Everything was started on Modular. These are all tracks that I did with Modular stuff, and then brought them into here. So there's this really weird contact instrument called Melodies that was sort of a bit of a failure, from what I understand, flop. But I got a hold of it, and it's basically a bunch of loops that, like, does it even play? Yeah. So it's like all these little loops. And I just recorded a whole bunch of these different combinations of these loops. You can hear that. I mean, that's the song stuff. So here's what they sound like after I got a hold of them. So what I would do is, after I finish this Melodies sampling here, the contact instrument, I would chop them up and put them in different effect groups. So this top effect group here is Shaperbox, Supercharger, and then some mixing here. Shaperbox is doing a lot of the cool work on here. So there's, like, in case you don't know what this plugin does, it's a series of multi-effects that you can sequence. So there's a filter. In this case, this is a time. Hi, hot dog happening. Hot dog man. It's good to see you. This little volume thing, and then this stuff. So each one of these channels has like a feeling to it. The second one here is going to have like a bit more reverb, I think. Let's check it out. Oh, this is the bubble adder preset. This preset is wild. So here's what it sounds like without. Let's just loop this real quick. Here's what it sounds like without this. So, I mean, it's a nice little loop, but this fucking preset in Shaperbox is so wild. When I get to the distortions, I will let you know. I'm using Supercharger GT right now, just for Thank you for the is that called a super thanks? Thanks for the super thanks. Hello, French Fox. Welcome. 6 p.m. is a pretty decent time. What was I going to say? I do have a bunch of distortions. I'll tell you about it in a bit. Okay, so this version of the stuff is running through Guitar Rig. Speaking of distortion, Guitar Rig is still one of my go-tos. Whenever I just want something to sound like a guitar, I will run it. I will run it. Yeah, I'm a reptile now. I live under the light box. I will run it through Guitar Rig. And I use distortion in the chorus to create like more urgency, bigger, more harmonically rich sounds in the chorus is the thing. The bass, let's see, is that all the channels in here? Oh, there's one more. I missed this one. What's this one? So this one has like a bit of crushing on it, decimating, and then there is this time manipulator. So if you're looking for something to just throw on loops and things and make them more interesting, Shaperbox 3 and its sort of like competitor, I don't know, Infiltrator are both really, really great. This track depends on two flavors of bass. One of them is this big synth bass sound that comes from Massive X, which I use almost exclusively for presets. And especially for bass presets. Massive X bass presets are Requiem. This is not a all modular album. No, it's not at all. It is stuff that was started in modular, and in some cases, not the track that we're looking at now or the next track. Every other track was started in modular and then brought in here, and we'll get to that. Okay, so big old synth bass sound, and I'm layering Massive X with another one of my favorite bass plugins, which isn't actually a plugin. It's for Contact. It's called Substance by Output. So these two are working together here. Here's Substance. It's kind of that pizzicato sound. And here's Massive X.
5 in the morning.
So together they create a nice, like, puffy but also tight synth bass sound. And then Substance is the same Substance library for Contact is doing this gigantic sub in the chorus. It's sort of like foreboding sub. Biochord, that is a really nice compliment, actually. I think that if music can be listened to high, then it's got probably some okay vibes. So that's the bass stuff, and that's the main melody stuff. That's the melodies stuff up here, this sampling. This is how the track started. And then I started building around that. It is very donk on it, yeah. The album art was done by Ren Farron, who I'll link to their stuff real quick. They are on Twitter and Tumblr. Hold on a second. I'll give a link to them in the chat. Here you go. This is the artist. And they might have some slightly not safe for work stuff in their gallery, so just be warned. Drums. I do a shit ton of layering in drums. So here's the main drum line, the main drum rack. It's actually pretty fucking complex. So what I have going on here is you can hear a big kick and a big snare. And then I have all these weird little percussion sounds, and I'm building a there's a hi-hat. I'm building this weird little like groove out of percussion sounds. It's just weird. I don't even remember doing this, honestly. It's like a fever dream. In the chorus, you'll see that we layer up a bunch of drums. So what you just heard is just in the verse, and then in the chorus, we're going to layer up Empire Breaks. This is a Native Instruments. They are very cuckoo drums. Yeah, good point. This is a Native Instruments player series that has like dusty breakbeats, but they're actually like not copyrighted. So that was actually one of the latest additions to the chorus. I felt like I just needed a bit more syncopation in the chorus, and it was like kind of empty from a rhythm standpoint, so I added that. And I also add, almost all the time when I want the energy of my tracks to go up, I will add some kind of like 16th note percussion, usually in the high end, and that's where ska comes in. Ska, if you are looking for... This is like top 10 plugins for me, this plugin. And what it is it's a series of percussions that you can like velocity program, and they sound really real. So basically I just throw this on and pick like shakers and stuff like that, and tambourines, and get this really live sounding and really, you know, customizable top end. And I'm running it through Aught just to squish the fuck out of it. I needed it all to be like instead of having all this dynamics, I needed to go like phew. The plugin is called Skaka. It's not ska. We're not doing ska here. So OTT is something I'll reach for when I want things to just kind of like slam together. That's the drums. We do have some extra hi-hats, these like ratchet hi-hats.
Yeah. Don't think we're gonna shake.
And then, yeah, Clevgran. Thank you. This is another Clevgran plugin that is not in my top 10, but man, do I love this thing. This is called Slammer. This comes in the bridge. I did not use a Hydrosynth on this album, unfortunately. No. So this is like junk percussion. If you're looking for junk percussion, Slammer from Clevgran is the shit. I love it. Sounds great. Okay, so strings. This is not really a string. Hey. Where's my instrument? Okay, that's really weird. I believe this is from Analog Brass. I don't know why it's not in there. It's very disconcerting. This sound, I think it's like apocalyptic brass or something like that, is really, really great. I love this sound, and this just centers the chorus with this gigantic feeling. It's just this massive sound. You can see here in the big section at the end, it's just going. And then I paired that with some actual strings to give a very grand feel. I love Patricia Taxon so much. It is fucking Godzilla brass. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, we'll get back to the vocals in just a second. Let's finish up the synths. So one of the things I added to this track near the end was I felt like each verse was a little, again, empty. I wanted more syncopation, but I didn't want like it to be overbearing. And so I went in and I added some sort of sequency synths, and each verse gets its own sort of special sequence. So here's this pigment sequence in the beginning. I think this was the only custom one I did. Just a weird little sequence in pigments. So that just plays underneath everything here. Here. Oh, I forgot about this. This was also done in pigments. This is a ARP to make the chorus hit harder. This nasty ass. Nasty ass. It's a lot of layers to really get the kind of density that I was looking for in this whole thing. In this verse, I got to do something that I did twice in this album, and that is I got to use the wave station. This is Ski Dance. It's one of the most famous presets of the Korg wave station, and I just like throw it in the album a few times. It's such a great sound. This is from Cube. Cube is used a lot lately. It's a plugin from here. I'll freeze this just so you can see what it looks like. This is a really interesting plugin. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? I think Ben Jordan has done a bunch of stuff for this, as well as Cameron from Venus Theory. It's just really, really interesting. And I needed some sequence stuff underneath a lot of what was going on here, and so that's what's going on. I've got another one here. Modus, I have been singing along with music for a really long time, so I kind of just inherited the traits of all the singers that I sang along with, I guess. So a lot of Peter Gabriel, some Radiohead, Coldplay. I mean, like, what are you gonna do? The heart wants what the heart wants. Yeah, and then I can't sing like any of those people, so I just kind of end up singing the best that I can, and it is what it is. Let's get into the vocals, shall we? Aaron, who just joined the chat, is like the master of what I do here, but and she's actually the one that I'm working with on the new OP1 tracks as well. So my method here will probably change a little bit, but what I do is I bring the vocals in after I sing them, and I tune them with Waves Tune. This is sort of a poor man's Melodyne. As much as I love showing off things, I'm not going to play you my unprocessed vocals. I don't feel that vulnerable or invulnerable. So they all get tuned and they get processed with Nectar, which is my like clean up the vocal thing. This is I use this on everything, including like VO for all my videos on YouTube. Thank you, Biochord. And yeah, so they get tuned, and then I take those freezes, I freeze the track, and I bring them down here. So these are the tuned and processed vocals down here. Now I start going into processing, and I will turn off all the processing on here. It's going to sound bad, but you know, that's what you're here for, to hear some of that vibe. So here's what the vocals sound like unprocessed. Whoops, yeah, they sound like nothing.
We all have something on our minds, yeah.
You can hear I overtuned those vocals, right?
Oh, I fight it. I'm gonna be a wreck again. Well, I'd end it, but
Ooh,
a friend.
That was rough. Luckily, some of that artifacting is buried in here. And if I knew how to do Melodyne better, I would have done that. Yeah, what did you miss with the vocals? I tune them with Waves Tune or Melodyne, and then I process them with Nectar, and then I freeze those, and I bring them down here and start doing more processing. So ignore this chain for a second. What I normally do is I'll create an audio effects rack in Ableton, which means I can split my vocal into multiple paths. So the first path is usually some form of saturation, and I've been really digging thermal from output for this. So this is going to give...
count up all the ways the day could fuck up. Lose count again. Hope.
It's going to get a little saturated and crusty, and also give a little bit of space. Saturation with vocals, a little overdrive is just great. Like, try it. Experiment with more saturation on your vocals. Yote Gang. Oh, God. So there's a path here. You can see it's going through here, and these reverbs are going to come in at the end, at this part. Hit at this like last. I'll get to that in a second. The second path is vocal synth, and I use vocal synth for doubling. Yeah, doubling. This is from Isotope. So you'll see that there's a bunch of different like things you can do to your vocal here. Like these are all like different like effects. I have Biovox and Polyvox on, and I widen the fuck out of it. And I also will generally fuck with the formants, meaning the quality, the throat quality of the vocal, to give it a bit of like an alien feel. So that's what this sounds like on its own. Sounds like nothing. Why is that not working? Confusing.
Oh, I fight it.
Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna be a wreck again.
So you can hear there's like some doubling.
Well, I'd end it, but a friend of
It just sounds kind of alien. So...
Oh, I fight it. I'm gonna be a...
combined.
Oh, I fight it. I'm gonna be a wreck again. Well, I'd end it, but a friend...
So I think if you listen carefully to a lot of EDM these days and a lot of pop music, you're going to hear a lot of doubled vocals with like distortion and format shifting, and sometimes it's really subtle and sometimes it's not. Like there's a video from this comedian Brian Jordan Alvarez, I think, under his TJ Mac persona, called Pickle in the Fridge. Go listen to Pickle in the Fridge, and you'll hear like every type of modern processing on vocals. It's like it's a joke song, but it's like so well produced, and I think about it all the time. So yeah, that's what's going on there. There's a bunch of other vocals here. Do I have that one on at all? Is that on? Harmony vocals. These are.
We all have something on.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, those sound bad on their own. These are harmonies.
We all have something on our minds, yeah. Don't think we're gonna shake it this time.
So I just hard retuned my main vocal to create a harmony. And then down here, we have this thing called Harmony Engine, which is from Antares, and I can send it MIDI.
We all have something on our minds, yeah.
So there's just this dense fucking vocal stack that contributes to a feeling of density.
We all have something on our minds, yeah. Don't think we're gonna shake it this time. Maybe we can light it up and sit on back and watch it burn.
The awoos are actually awoos. I was like, I'm going to put a little furry Easter egg in here. I should have taken some more bass out of that. Jesus.
Oh.
These are running through Decapitator from Sound Toys, one of the rare cases where I actually use it. And this is just a little vocal pop call-out thing. I could have done this with like an instrument, but...
Pissed. Oh. We all have something on our minds, yeah. Don't think we're gonna shake it this time. Maybe.
The phone conversation is going through a plugin called, well, it's going through a bunch of plugins. At the beginning here, I have two instances of these. If you want to process your vocal through like analog style processing, you want speakers here. This is it's like a dual convolver that has like mics and speakers, and you pick which ones you want. And hey, Karu. And yeah, it's great. So that's what's going on here.
Hey man, you up? Yeah, so I just got the craziest idea. Hear me out.
So basically, this vocal is about how to make a Molotov cocktail. So if you've ever been interested in how to make a Molotov cocktail, there are instructions in this song. I kind of switch back and forth between different vibes. And at the very end, to get this like last outgoing chorus, I go crazy on the processing with the vocals. And I use another processor I really like. So this is the analog like lo-fi plugin that I like for speaker sounds. And then for digital, I use Digitalis from Aberrant DSP. This is all of the digital like fuckery that you might want to do to something. And there's a cat. And so like making things sound like they are like bit rotted or MP3 pilled or like.
We all have something on our minds, yeah. Don't think we're gonna shake it this time.
Like it's just every type of digital transmission error. So, yeah, Digitalis is another plugin I recommend. A lot of these aren't very expensive. And then, yeah, I actually couldn't hit the high notes, and that's why the song ends the way it does. I thought I'd just leave it in there as a cheeky little thing. Oh my God, I almost forgot all these fucking synths. So, at the very, at the apex of the track here, I wanted something substantial to take over the top end and really fill things in. And I ended up using piano colors. Piano colors is a Native Instruments contact instrument that uses piano sounds to do really interesting things. And you can hear there's just like, but I'm you know, running it through overdrive and stuff, and it's arpeggiated. It's just this beautiful, beautiful sound. It just sits on top. Hi, Jackson. Then finally here. This is a combination of Massive X and a lead from Heaviosity's, I think, Damage or Evolved. Heaviosity Evolve. I froze it because I didn't need anything. It's a contact instrument. It comes with a complete. It's one of those, like, probably ones that people don't really think about grabbing stuff from, but it has some cool sounds in it. It's like... And I'm pairing that with a lead from Massive X. So you get a nice pluck, but you also get that nasty distorted thing, and that helps it, one, cut through the mix, and two, feel big and kind of like aggressive. Yes, Aaron, you do, because every note is a note that my body does not want to hit. So that's this song. I'm just going to go ahead and move forward because, let's see, that took half an hour. Yeah, let's just go ahead and move forward. Next up is called Dying Sounds Better With You, which is a stupid name, but you'll see why I called it that, I guess, in a second. This is going to take 50 years for Ableton to open the new project. Thank you, Technolist. Roxski, yeah, that was a cute gig. The Buchla and Friends. I'll play you a little song on the OP1 while this opens, because it's going to take forever. Perfect. All right. So I'm not going to spend as much time going over everything going forward, because at this point you've gotten most of the things I do, but I will make sure to call out specific things like that. Okay, let's get our dumb little dancer thing going. What do we got today? It's a cat. All right. Make sure we push this, and I think we're good to go.
Something I can feel.
All right, so now you know why it's called Dying Sounds Better With You. Sometimes you just get a really dumb idea in your head and you have to follow through with it. And I encourage everyone to do that when they're working on anything artistic. Just fucking do the dumb thing that you have in your head. And in this case, the dumb thing I had in my head was one, rip off CeeLo Green.
Hey, baby, what's that sound?
I think that's CeeLo. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. And then rip off Stardust. So that's what's going on there. Yeah. Okay. This also started off with sampling that weird contact instrument, and I did the same thing where I have these different like effect groups. So you're gonna see Shaperbox. Let's see where Shaperbox lives. Oh yeah. Wait, why is it so quiet? There we go. Got another one of that same bubble thing, the bubble shaper. Just sounds so cool. Like it's really, really rad. This is what the original sounded like. And then it's like completely different. Effects are magical. There's this halftime version. CeeLo Green. CeeLo. Now I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's where this track started. There's some Infiltrator. Infiltrator is another version of a similar sequenceable effect thing. I just use it here and there. It's a very great preset machine. Drums. So the main drums are in a drum rack as usual. Just have a really tight little friend here. Nothing really crazy. Whenever I do an open hi-hat in this type of music, it's always some variation of an open 909 hat. It never fails. I use top loops a lot. So this is from a I don't even know what this is from. Just a nice little top loop. I don't want to program all that shit. Skaka is back. Very groovy, right? It just feels fun. And then I have this, it's really important to have this fill, which is a cut up fill from something. I don't remember what. Let's take a listen. Yeah, just like a little juggadoo. And then here's a different fill. I really like those organic fills in non-organic music. It's fun. Crash, we don't need to talk about Crash. Okay, so a big harmonic center of this track is from Native Instruments Playbox, and I've done streams on Playbox before. It's one of my favorite things in Complete, and what it does is creates chords. So each one of these vertical stacks is a chord. Oh, that's... Let me turn off Infiltrator. And each chord is made up of a bunch of different synth sounds or samples. So if you go into samples, you'll see that each one of these squares represents like a different sample category. So each chord is made up of a collection of different samples, and you can randomize each set of samples and randomize each chord and do all kinds of crazy shit. So I love Playbox. So many of my tracks have started with Playbox. It's like it's insane how many tracks I've started with Playbox, and will continue to. So this is also Playbox. This sound. Look how fucking crazy that is. Just so cool. And then we have another one here. Oh, I thought we did. A little bit of sidechain compression, an auto filter to bring things in and out. And then this Infiltrator right here is doing pitch drops for me here and there. Like that. So again, Playbox, can't recommend it enough. It's really, really fun. Really easy to make your own stuff too, just through randomization. There are some different basses in here. The first bass is very unassuming and starts with another plugin I recommend to people, which is called Sublab. If you need 808s, deep subs, 808 subs, this is the plugin. Like there's nothing else. Like this is it. Like it's fucking crazy. A lot of the stuff in here I don't use, but like every time I need like a super deep, crazy bass, I'm reaching for Sublab. So that's the verse bass. And then when we get into the chorus, I needed something a lot more energetic. Again, Massive X. I told you I love Massive X for basses like this. So we got a lower bass and an upper bass. And just stacked together, they sound great. In the bridge, I've got this. The low bass there is from Substance. We talked about that earlier. It's that contact instrument from Output. I needed something with a bit more breakbeat feel, so that fit. And on top of it, I put this plucky thing. You can hear that we drop into a breakbeat in the bridge here. I love breakbeats. All right, pluckers. What the fuck are these? Oh, these form part of the groove with the bass. So it's like bop, bop. What does Sublab do that something like Serum can't? I mean, probably nothing. I don't know. Like I need things that do things easily, and so I don't want. It's like a purpose-built thing, you know. Like it's just something that I will reach for when I need a sub. That flavor. I like tools that like get me to the thing I need as quickly as possible, and yeah, a contact library. Which one? You have to be more specific. Okay, this whole thing, lights here. This is one of my favorite series of contact libraries. Stray lights, ash light. They are just really cinematic and beautiful. So we're using these to create these sort of cinematic, I don't know, dark ambient sounds. And then in the chorus, it's really dark sounding, like horror thing. At the end, you saw that we have 2 instances of Acid V. This is something I added pretty late in the game, but you can't fucking fuck with an acid sound. I needed something that built up, and this just had a lot of squelchy energy to it. And then we have a second one that kicks us into high gear at the end. Okay, vocals. There are 3 stacks of main vocals, meaning vocals I sang. The first one is the main vocals that the main verse and chorus vocals. Those got the same treatment, though it looks like I froze everything together, which is kind of weird. So tuning, Nectar, which is the thing that processes vocals, like to make like them clean, like compression, de-essing, EQ. Some multiband compression to put things together, and then Fury, distortion thing that I really, really like. It is from Heaviosity, who makes really great contact libraries. And it's great. It sounds great. And I like to distort my voice. I like distortion on my voice. I don't like a clean voice. We have the Hey Baby voice, which is, again, going through our friend the speakers here. You'll see there's a lot of extra de-essing and multiband compression on stuff. I really am careful with how frequencies, especially S's, make their way into the mix. And so I'm going to be knocking a lot of that stuff down all over the place. And then we have our Stardust vocal down here, which is getting, I know this, I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for Aaron, Timeless and some widening delay here. And then I added to those. Because why not? All right. That is... Oh, by the way, I'm going to be releasing all the stems for this stuff on Patreon. So I got them all exported. I just need to upload them. That's this track. It was actually a lot of work getting this one to come together. I wasn't sure about it for the longest time, and it just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and yeah, it finally came together. And this is the second track. We're getting more into dance territory in the whole thing, and we are like pushing towards more of the electronica energy that we're going to have further on. And yeah, that is Dying Sounds Better With You. This next one's going to be pretty easy to explain because this was almost all modular. We are moving into the mostly modular stuff now. So all you modular freaks can get your freak on. Great. See, every time I reach for the OP1, the thing loads up. All right. This track was actually kind of already released. I did a video for it involving that VR chat cat thing, or the like Microsoft Facecam cat. You know, it's one of those things that I just released on the channel, and you either saw it or you didn't. But yeah, let's get into it. You should definitely eat. Eating is good. Fury Elise, shut up. Whoa, holy shit, Grumpy. Thank you. Thank you so much. What? The sun is shining and my heart is pumping and my head is telling me okay, okay. You should cross your fingers, you should hold it back now, 'cause from here it's only one step away. Yeah, a little bit of Pearl Jam. I've got restlessness that I cannot contain. It's a sickness that gets into everything I do. I've got thoughts that when I keep them to themselves. So tell me, what the hell am I supposed to do? Where the sun is beating and this pregnant feeling, and I'm worried that my head just might explode. I've tried to explain it, nothing can constrain it. Maybe I would be much better off alone. Well, I'm a cannonball, I'm a sinking ship, I'm a neutron that refuses to decay. I am telling you, now I am begging you,
out of my way. I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control. I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control.
Bring that shit on.
I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control. I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control. I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control. I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control. I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control. I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control.
Yeah. Okay, a couple things. One, don't tell anyone about the neutron thing. It worked so well as a line and it sounded cool. And I don't take the neutron away from me. Second, yeah, I forgot. Trent Reznor is a huge, huge influence. This track is a lot of influences all stuck together. It is definitely even flow. You're right. This is not the first time I've completely ripped off Pearl Jam. Secondly, yeah, a lot of Trent Reznor influences. The two stems up here, this is the modular stuff. So let's take a listen to that real quick. So this all came from the modular. Now, if you listen, what's going to happen is, I don't know, let's see, what's each one here? Okay, so the second one's all the stuff running through effects, excuse me, and the top one is stuff that's all running through not effects. So there's two sequences that are, or no, there's one sequence. It's the thing I'm going to play for you now, and it's what's the right word for it? Polymetric. It does not settle. Its repetition rolls through 4/4 and like reposition itself over and over and over again. So I'm going to turn on the metronome, and you can hear what I mean by that. So there's a repeating phrase in there, but it's not on the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's an interesting thing that goes throughout the entire track and kind of gives it Chemical Brothers vibes. I think there's a lot that I think that line is very Chemical Brothers, and I did not mean to do that, but they're a huge influence as well. The rest of this stuff is all running through. I think that's the Piston Honda wavetable oscillator. You can hear it's running through a lot of effects. The way I used to record is like I'd put my wet signals, anything that was running through an effect, into what do you call it? Its own mix, and then everything that was dry into its own mix. 1 second. Thank you, Fisk. So together, they are the basis for this whole track. This was all recorded live. When I patch and when I perform, I try to find the edge cases of where that patch can go. I try to turn knobs and see how big and small I can get it. So here, it's relatively contained, and then here, it's much bigger. And so patching is about live manipulation of the timbre and energy that you have going on. So that's what's going on there. the drums, the original modular drums were so boring. They were so boring. So I don't even have them in the track. Instead, I made a drum rack using some new disco samples. There is a, oh wait, these are all claps and stuff. So the top end stuff is pretty like housey. But the main drums are very new disco-y. Very LCD sound system. I'm an independent, non-decaying neutron. Yes, thank you so much. So I really wanted this track to have that kind of like live new disco feel. If you ever are looking for a good fill instrument in drums, and I do think that programming fills is something that we should do a lot to make our drums feel live, timbales. Timbales are the shit. I use timbales all the time in everything. They just sound so good, and live has a free timbale thing in it. And sweet, at least. Yeah, get yourself some timbales. Put some in your room and play them. They're great. Pitch tom instruments are really, really fantastic. Oh yeah, this is very, very LCD sound system inspired. Between iTunes and Bandcamp, Bandcamp is always going to be the best for musicians in general. At least now, knock on wood, knock on real wood. Who knows what's going to happen now that like Songtradr has a hold of it. These vocals are actually not even as processed as usual. I have our tuner right here. Usually I freeze this. I don't know why I didn't. I have Nectar doing things like EQ and de-essing and more EQ and compression. And then I have my beloved supercharger. I used to use this on every single OP1 track because just like this was the front end for every channel on the OP1. Saturation, compression, and character. It's like the little analog front end for any digital signal that makes things sound great. And I like to use it on, I like saturation. Like saturation on things is good. So use saturation on things. And then Replica, this is one of my favorite delays. It's again from Native Instruments. So if you have Complete, this is the way to go. And what you're going to hear is a very quick slap on this.
I've got a feeling that it's gonna be a good one.
It's a single tap slap at about 125 milliseconds.
I've got a feeling that is welling up in me.
This is a great way to give your voice a little bit
I've got blood
of presence in the mix of like Kilobyte. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Giving your vocal a little slap back sometimes is a great thing instead of reverb. So don't sleep on slap echo. I love slap echo. There's also a little chorus on this as well. Okay, so of course in the chorus you got to double up your vocals. Let's see what we got.
where the sun is shining.
Oh, that's not the chorus. That's the pre-chorus. I think I sang a low version.
Where the sun is shining.
Yeah.
And my heart is pumping.
You'll also hear that this is weirdly format processed. I'm using, what am I using here to do that? Wow, how is that like that? I don't have any effects on this that should be doing that. I must have frozen a channel. Oh, wait, no. I recorded all the vocals for this through the Perform VE pedal from TC Helicon. I've done a video on these. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to even put it in the chat. It's a little yellow pedal, and it's if you're looking for something to make you feel more confident singing live, or just singing in general, I can recommend that pedal quite a bit. It's great. I used to use it all the time with my modular stuff, and it's fantastic.
Put it back now, 'cause from here it's only one step away.
Ooh, those mouth sounds. Jesus, I should have cut those out. Ugh. And then we have the
I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control, I'm out of control.
the chorus vocals. There's some widening and doubling there as well. Okay. So the bass, Yeah, what can I say? Like format shifting. One, I don't like the sound of my own voice. Two, format shifting allows me to doubling in ways that gives my voice a bit more like heft, and also like it's like people singing with you, kind of. So the bass for this track is handled by our modular stems up here. This deck doesn't have a bass line except for that. But when we get to the chorus, I wanted something a little extra. I needed something a little extra. And when I'm thinking about extra, I have to think about like what's already in the track. And I didn't have anything that was like long and sustained. So I added these brass bits. So I believe these are both from this analog brass and winds from Output. I have everything Output makes, so you're going to see a lot of stuff in there. I use a lot of their shit. So these are here to create a sustained energy, and that swell is there to fill in between where I stop singing. So it's like, you know, fill every spot. Don't let things just like lay there, at least for this track. This track is about having you know, a manic period, like being manic. So it's like, yeah, let's fill things in. Yeah, Name Thief, you got it. And this is coming from a cis person. Like trans people have been figuring this out in much cleverer ways for a long time. Format shifting is something that like I noticed first in electronic music, like future bass and stuff like that, and you know, even Skrillex and shit. It was like being used all over the place, and then hyperpop would just made it like completely normal. So it's like, yeah, why not? It's a good thing to know. Which pedal was it? I'll put it in the chat. It is the TC Helicon Perform VE. Thank you, Square Kid. And that's all there is to this track. We got some risers. Isn't that fun? Yeah. There's this little turn of phrase here.
Bring that shit off.
I thought it would be cool to have a weird little like fill like that, and I do like little like vocal chants like that. You should do that, Aaron. I would watch the fuck out of that. That's Out of Control. When I will tell you, if the advantage of hardware, excuse me, is that you can record a bunch of performance stuff, really put your all into it, and then you've got so much of a track waiting for you just to edit down. That's the wonderful thing about this process, using hardware and performing. We're waiting for the next track to open. Look, it's an OP1 video. This is the title track of the album. This one heavily inspired by a group that I don't think many of you have probably heard of called Big Black Delta. And God, I love Big Black Delta. There is a Nine Inch Nails connection to Big Black Delta. I can't remember what it was. There's like 1 degree of Nine Inch Nails, but go check out Big Black Delta, especially their music videos. They're just fucking great. He's super cool. Anyways.
yeah, I ain't got no luck. I've been frozen up, I've been frozen up. Come on.
Oh my god. I'd say this is probably the energetic apex of the album, at least. Like, this track is huge. It's huge. It's just big, large, and there's probably got the most stuff going on of any track. This track did start on Modular. I have to find where the Modular is buried in here. Let's see. Where is the Modular? Okay. Modular stems. It's in the Modular stems area. Okay, so what do we got? This actually was a pretty banging little piece on Modular. It's just weird, like weird stuff going on here. Let's just listen to all of it. Now, for some reason, I've turned off all of this. What was on here? Oh. Okay, so the growly stuff here that's turned off. This was turned off because I reproduced it all in synths in here. I wanted this track to hit a lot harder than it did in Modular. So I kept some stuff, mainly these really weird effect sounds, which are a big part of the reason the track sounds big, because these are just like, hear all that like that reverb? That's just sitting in the background, making the track feel big. So that's all that's left from the Modular. But this track was, Modular. Like, that's where it started. That's where its soul was born. God, this is all out of order. Let's see. Drums. Let's start with drums. Okay. The drums in here are large. And I'm using, I think, primarily like Glitch House and Mumbacore drums, like Glitch Hop drums. I specifically went out and got a pack of Glitch Hop drums because I needed a big, hard snare sound. And so really solid, snappy, hard snare and kicks. So that's what's going on in here. You can hear it's got some shuffle to it. Not really crazy drum beat, but I will let you know I am using Bassimilus here for this. I don't know why I decided to use Bassimilus, but it does make a great little like noise hi-hat kind of. Our friend Skaka is back. That we talked about Skaka earlier. It's from Clevgran, and it does things like tambourine and shakers and stuff. And so altogether, the drums, you'll hear there's a combination of space, but also really tight aspects. And so I want my, hello, Monitor Von synthesizer. I want my spine of a track like this to be really tight, and then I can create space around that. I also have these fills that I did a lot of weird chopping to. So when you have a track that has a lot of swing, you can also drop into triplets now and then, and I do that in a couple places, like I think right here. This track just again, stupid idea. Like, how far can I take this? Well, in the post, what do you call it? The post chorus. I don't even know what this song doesn't have a chorus. It has like a weird bridge. I use these taiko drums or big cinematic hit drums to give it even big feel. Sort of like Glitch Mob hitting like big ass timpanis or big ass electronic drums in their thing. It feels good. So don't be afraid to mix and match elements in your tracks to give things like more of a vibe. Bringing in big cinematic cinematic drums in an electronic piece is a great way to go. We have a snare rise here. It's our 909. Again, if you're ever in doubt as to what drum to reach for, try a 909. Okay, that's drums. Oh, we got more. Okay, basses. The basses in this track are very important. They provide a lot of groove. So let's take a listen to them. I guarantee you, I am good at talking today. We're going to have a lot of Massive X. So again, I cannot overstate how good, that's good, Chris. I cannot overstate how good Massive X is for presets when it comes to like really big, tight bass sounds. That's such a good sound. Later on, we pair it with this other Massive X sound here, which is not making any sound. I wonder why not. Oh, because it's glitching out. So I wanted something on top of the main bass sound that was just giving it a little bit more like nastiness. And so together they do that. Now there is a very good chance that that sound did not make it into the album properly, because you see, I had to go to the end and play this before I could hear it. And so there's a very good chance that that's not in the album like that. Because it glitched out. So those are the main basses. In the breakdown sections, got this really cool thing. I think this is from Substance. Come on, Complete. Oh no, come on. Oh, it's analog brass. Interesting. Okay, I would not have expected that. Really cool sub there. Is that bass also sidechained to the kick? All the basses, the main bass, and yeah, this one didn't need to be, the one I just played for you, but all the other basses are sidechained to the kick. Yeah. All right, this track has a lot of growly energy to it, and so I have pigments and pigments. I made some growls. These are there to really give the downbeats a special kind of energy. So let's listen to those real quick. This is the second one. This is not on the downbeat. This leads into the downbeat. So there's nothing really crazy going on here. We have a wavetable. I'll just play it. Oh, that's really low. Sounds like a wet fart. So we have a wavetable going on, moving through the wavetable. We have a low-pass filter, and then we have a notch filter. And this notch filter is giving it some cool, like, slippy movement as well. Hear that? Wow. Notch filters are really, really cool. Don't sleep on them. And then in the effects, we're going to get some bit crushing and basically OTT. This is the OTT preset in here. I've been reaching for a lot of OTT lately just to make things like I don't know, like they just stick together. Like everything gets smushed so hard that that it just like has more room to fit other things in. In this case, I put the reverb before OTT. And you can hear how the reverb tail just gets squished and really long. That's another reason that this track feels really big, is because of that reverb tail. This thing is just like massive sounding. Can't really hear it right there, but it's adding a lot of space in there. All right. There is this little guitar line I added here and there. I don't remember what's doing this, but for some reason I have like 2 guitar rigs. Oh yeah, Evolution Strawberry. So this is not something that comes with a complete. This is from Orange Tree Samples, I think. I really like this guitar. I use it on a lot of stuff because I can't play guitar. Wow, that is incredibly processed. That sounds wild. So this is like kind of like almost like a little Massive Attack mezzanine guitar, just kind of doing weird shit. Just wanted a little bit of extra vibe. And then here in this section where I'm singing Never Ever Want to Hurt Someone, Get Unstuck, I needed something sustained to give it more energy. And so this guitar does like a little sustained line in the background. So again, thinking about like what you have in the mix versus what you don't have in the mix can help you make decisions going forward. When you're like stuck, you don't want to get stuck. Vocal processing. So here's my tuned vocal, and you can see it's frozen and turned off. Then I have my main vocal. I don't know. I must have retuned it again at some point. Nectar for maiden processing. Here's thermal. We talked about thermal before. In this case, I'm using the tube slapback.
Never ever wanna hurt no one, just wanna get unstuck.
And still, I'm still a little pitchy, but you know that's okay. You don't want to be perfectly on pitch all the time. It will sound weird. I really like thermal for my vocals. It's one of the first things I reach for after I've done my main vocal cleaning. And then in these breakdown sections, We're using Harmony engine again with this MIDI sent into it. So it sounds really weird, but in the mix, it all works really, really well together. And I actually kept the original vocals that I recorded through the Perform VE because they just had a very, very cool specific sound. So those are kind of buried in the mix, hanging out there. Finally, during those sections that I just played to you, we have this sort of orchestral thing going on. I needed this to feel really big and grand, and the simplest way I can think to do that is with orchestral instruments that have the ability to swell. And so I have this contact viola, and then I have some strings and brass. Bye, ring. Again, just do whatever you want. Like in music, like though pop music does have a rich tradition of using strings and brass in it, but I've just been getting a lot more into orchestral programming these days, and I just thought it would be cool to throw that in here. So it's a lot of components all working together to make something that's very groovy, but also very big and slightly apocalyptic. And I think this is probably the best thing that I've written on the album, just in terms of like all the components that go together with it. It's neat, and I like it. And that is the breaking point for Four on the Floor stuff. We're going to move into some other stuff now. More modular focus for the rest of this track, rest of the thing. Lots more modular. I think this next track actually is almost all modular. We'll see. The Amati stuff is really good, by the way, Drift. The cello, there's like 3 instruments from there: violin, viola, and cello, and they are fantastic. I love them to death. They're really, really good. Bye, Matt. Go do dog things. Enjoy dog. If this, let's see, it's 10:22. If this gets too crazy in terms of time, we'll just do the listening party and skip through stuff, or I don't know. We can just like talk about things, talk about feelings here. Feelings. 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 Feelings are things you feel. Feelings are there. Feelings are real. Feelings are feelings. Feelings are there. Feelings. That didn't work. Usually the session opens by the time I finish playing. Don't judge my art. Oh my God, this next session is apparently it's a terror. Oh no. Ableton's doing this right now in the background. Why is that not spinning? Piece of shit. I asked for spinning. It spins once and then it just stops. Okay, Ableton, come on. I got things to do. These people got things to do. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Do 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 do. There we go. That's the kind of spinning we're gonna do. Is anybody going to be getting any new music gear at all? Anyone planning on getting some new music gear? Or exciting about anything? All the people with things to do left already. Speen. What? Oh, what? No. What was that? What was that? No. No. Don't. Okay, so here's the deal. This session is not opening. And I don't know why. Okay, well, thanks so much, everybody. Sorry for the internet. That track is not, that session is not opening. So what we're going to do is just play it, I guess, as a song. I know that's not really that great, but I don't want to waste your time. So I'm just going to bring the track in here and we'll take a listen to it real quick. This is the point through. Did I take any inspiration from Patricia Tax's works? I have not heard enough of Patricia's work to be influenced by it. But I do have a huge amount of respect for Patricia, and I think that they are very, 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 very talented. Okay, so this track, yeah, it very might have been exactly what you're talking about. This track's called Across the Delta. Let's just hit it. This started on Modular and Deluge. It was Modular and Deluge. So this track was one of 2 tracks that I did for Microsoft. Microsoft, they were doing a convention for some of their more artistic products, or I don't remember what it was, but a local video production company reached out and was like, hey, we're looking for local artists to do stuff for this. Would you be willing to do a couple of video performances for in between this? I think they got Cuckoo to do it as well. They got a bunch of YouTubers to do stuff. Oh no, they got Look Mum No Computer. That's who they got. So I wrote 2 tracks, and performed them and filmed them with like 3 or 4 different cameras and gave them the video and they put it up there. I want a Solar 42 very, very, very much. So this is one of those tracks. It was a combination of The Deluge, from Sinstrom Deluge. That's where a lot of the breakbeats started. And then I think I was using Clank Chaos as my sequencer on Modular because it was like so easy to do cool performance stuff with it. Will this vid the vid will be available to everybody later. This is just going to be a VOD on what do you call it? On YouTube, but I'm going to edit it down. I think I'm recording on my side, so maybe I'll upload a version of that. I'm going to burp. There it is. Okay. So you hear when it says like orange? Right there. It said orange. Okay, so I was using the probably not super often used mode in plates that has words in it. And so it just says colors, which I think is really, really funny. So it just says orange randomly, which is to me a really funny nod, unintentional nod to what is it? Aquarius by Boards of Canada. And so, yeah, so there's all this really tweaky, crazy stuff going on in the modular rig. I'm playing the effects, all that kind of stuff. But what really got going was when I brought this into Ableton and I started really, really fucking it up. And so there's a lot of micro edits and layers and stuff going on here. Just some of the call outs. The vocals are from a pack that you can go get right now. It's from, if you go to archive.org and search for 90s sample CDs, it is the Spectrasonics Vocal Planet CD2 Blues Soul. And I don't know if I search for Delta, if I'll find it. Yeah, here we go.
She ain't got no buffet. Let's see. Think about.
It's this guy.
Think about. Here you be looking for me. Here I'm going across the Delta. Here you be looking for me.
I just thought it sounded cool. You know how Moby used to put like old blues records on top of beats and made $1 billion? Well, I can do that too, but with really fucking weird drum and bass. I threw like 6 layers of one of my favorite Reactor processes, Reactor instruments. Hold on a second, let me grab it. I'm sure a lot of old heads know about this, but like I don't know how many people that have Reactor right now know about some of the factory ensembles that come in Reactor. And you should check out the factory ensembles that come with Reactor. I'll specifically show you the ones that I use quite a bit. If Reactor will ever load. Oh my God, what is going on with computer? Jesus. I'll be completely frank. Ableton has kind of sucked since Push 3 got introduced. It feels like Ableton's been really, really, really not stable since that. Yeah. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I should just have that ferret thing going here in the background whenever we lose Ableton. This is not good for my for my productivity. Okay, let's try it again. Plugins. Instruments, Reactor 6. Get in there. This is insane. I have never had Ableton be this shitty. All right. Well, anyways, in Reactor, there in the factory ensembles, there is a thing called New School, and it is a cell. I really wish I could show you. Like, oh God, I'll just pull it up on a video. Fuck if this gets monetized or demonetized, whatever. Reactor New School. It is a cellular automaton drum thing. Holy shit, are there no videos on this? Oh my God, like there's like no media on this thing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Looks like this. And it sounds like this.
Focus on some of the ensemble, much of frustration, and once there, well, it's really a music vision, a British overview of this model that we're using, and then go through the.
So basically, it.
So let's dig into this artificial.
It uses what do you call that? Conrad's Game of Life to generate beats, and it's really cool and synthetic. And so I had like a whole bunch of those playing. No, Reactor is not that big. I should have absolutely no issues at all right now. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. But Ableton has crashed again, so that's great. I'm going to try opening the next session. If Ableton continues to give me this shit, then we might have to call it. I'm sorry. Like, that sucks. Go, if you have Reactor, go look at the factory ensembles. Because they're great. Conway Twitty's Game of Life. Conway? I always thought it was Conrad. Well, I guess Conway is fine. That's all. That's good. Whatever. Conway's Game of Life. Let's try opening up the next session and pray that it works. Oh my God, we're only on number 6. Come on. Look, now it's even tweaking out when I'm trying to open a folder. That's great. I love that. I feel like we were doing so well. We were really rocketing through so many things, and then this. I don't want to have to restart Ableton or my computer. That would be detrimental to our flow. It's pronounced GIF. Control-Alt-Delete Task Manager. Take a look at your processes. Okay, fine. There they are. I guess I can close Media Encoder, even though it's not doing anything. Native access, go away. Sure, Ableton sure is not using a lot of CPU while it's loading the live set. Bye, FlickFox. Aw. Thank you, Foxy. That would be dope. Yeah, this sucks. I'm so sorry, everybody. I don't know why Ableton has decided to just shit the bed. But yeah, it doesn't want to load anything. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to give it, let's give it 60 seconds. 60-second timer. Go. Okay. Oh, that's awesome, Micah. I am glad that you like your Digitact. It is a very, very, very inspirational device. I remember when I got mine, it was like I had never used anything like it before. Like it was so refreshing and unique and cool. And it still is. I still like. I think of it very, very, very fondly. So yeah, I'm glad that you like yours. Well, Chris, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. Here, try doing this real quick. I'm going to stop recording on OBS. Okay. Well, that's it. That's our timer. Fucking dumb. It's not even using any CPU. Like, Ableton's not using any CPU right now. Cool. All right. Well, how do y'all feel about just, like, listening to the tracks? I guess, I don't know. Like, that's weird, right? Like, I was really hoping to show you more Ableton stuff. It's all I can really do at this point. Sorry. I'm supposed to be a professional, but when my tools shit the bed, you know, what can I do? They are shitting the bed. Let's keep going. Let's just go through the rest of the tracks real quick. Why not? Yeah, but the thing about it is like OBS wasn't interfering in our ability to open up the other sessions, you know? Let me go into Max for Live, search for Gaunts. Y'all really hate OBS, huh? Let's go. Thank you so much, Drift. we got it. Two things to start off with. One, this thing that we're looking at here is the Gantz Graph Max for Live device. It was designed after an Autechre video, and it's really fun to play with if you're looking for something to do visuals. Someone asked a really cool question. Why is it so fast and slow at the same time? This is one of my favorite things about this tempo. I think, let's see, what tempo is this at officially? 2222. This is at 80 BPM, and 80 BPM sounds like this. So that's a nice hip hop tempo, right? Like, but the great thing about 80 BPM is that at double the speed, it's 160. And now we're in drum and bass territory. So what you get to do with 80 BPM, and you can do this with any tempo. I've done it with 120, other things like that. But you get to do like halftime. So the beat, the spine of the beat, the downbeats and the backbeat, which is the snare, presents at 80 BPM. But everything else is like presenting it, like if you want to look at it at 80 BPM, it's 32nd notes. If you're looking at 160 BPM, it's 16th notes. So I probably would have I probably made this track at 80 BPM, but just there's like so much content going on in it that is at 160 BPM or 32nd notes. There's a lot going on in this track, and I really wish I could show it to you in Ableton. But thank you so much, the Pocket Operator. Again, that analog brass came back from, you can hear, I'm a big fan of that. This track has a lot of these little quick turns. So one of the things that's really, really fun to do with really like technically complex music is just take a beat out completely. So like in this case, the downbeat is basically, there's no anything except for kick and brass. And you just get all this energy. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, it's got that vibe. At 80 BPM at 4 on the floor, especially, it's very like grindy. Which is great. And then at 160 BPM, you get to do all kinds of crazy shit. So, anyways, take out your downbeats, or another place to do it is the last quarter note of a bar. And it's really fun. I'll make this even more obvious real quick. So if I change this to complex. Gonna go away real quick. Gantz graph. Thank you. Oh no, I can't make this go away. There we go. So we're gonna go into that quarter note there. So if I come in here and I like do a transposition clip. Actually, we're gonna go to there with that. Oh no, I'm gonna go there with that. Sorry. So it's just a cool way to like, one, the audience isn't normally expecting that, and two, it creates just an enormous amount of energy. When you can like fuck with the audience's expectation and then bring them back to their expectation, it can be a really affirming process for the listener, I believe. You'll hear amen breaks all over the place in here, another classic breaks. I like to use those a lot because I just fucking love jungle music. This track was started in Modular. A lot of the arpeggios that you're hearing are all Modular stuff. Some of them were sweetened with stuff from like Pigments and shit like that. But a lot of the really, really weird stuff you're hearing in this track comes from Modular. And the vocals were originally recorded with the Perform VE as well. So I really had to like, I kept those in the background because I wanted them to, the timbre of that Perform VE thing, there's a doubler in there that does format high, format low, or pitch shift high, pitch shift low, and it just really sounds good. And I tried to like add that with my vocals when I sang in here. Oh, not that. So I've got my main vocals here, and then there's a format shifted up. There's probably a little bit of format shifting down as well. Again, it just helps your vocal stick in this space, like you create like a stack, and it feels bigger than it is. You know, you wouldn't do this with like a Mazzy Star track or something like that, but with big tracks like this, or even like less busy tracks, it adds up quite a bit. You can hear rings and surface in there from Mutable Instruments and Qubit, respectively. I really love physical modeling plucks. This whole section here. That's probably the most automation in any track in the whole thing. We have a combination of vocoder, just doing noise. We have a combination of Ableton's erosion effects, a bit crusher, a flanger, and eventually a filter. So like format shifting thing. Okay, I'll try. Yeah. I need to find some really good examples of it in music that I can point to. I'll make a note and see if I can do something about that. I actually have a series that I'm starting. I think next, is it this Sunday? Is it this Sunday the video will come out? Let's see. Give me my calendar. No, it's the. Let's see. We did the. When did we release the OP1 video? On the 4th? No way. We released it on like the 28th, right? No, we released it on the 4th. Okay, what the fuck ever. Anyways, the other video for this month, is about like an encyclopedia of like pitched percussion. And so I'm trying to do videos where it's like I wish I knew more about this thing. So format shifting actually works really well for that because I can talk about like the history of it and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. Someone said earlier that this makes their brain happy or whatever. I really, really like a combination of slow and fast. I like really, really solid, slow, like 80 BPM anchors with a lot of stimmy stuff on top. Plus a, thank you so much, Pocket Operator. Oh, on behalf of Cosmo, thank you, Cosmo. Really, really solid core of things. And then we can do all kinds of weird shit on top as long as the thing is anchored down. And so this really embodies that. It's got a really solid core with the kick and the snare and the backbeat and the vocals, and there's these long vocal lines. Lots of sustain there, but in the background, everything is going like, and that's kind of how my brain works. So this track is very, very much like how my brain works. Okay, let's keep on going. Oh, I have stems. I could be playing you stems. Okay, we are not completely fucked here. Next up is Are You Okay? Okay, so let's bring this in. We're not fucked. I can play things for you. This is at 100 BPM. Great. I can play you bits. And then stems. Are you okay? Oh my God, there's so many fucking stems. I think I know what you're talking about, Aaron, and yeah, like basically like just changing the pitch of something shoves everything up and down, basically like the whole like harmonic structure just gets shoved up and down. But with what do you call it? With format shifting, you actually change the nature of the harmonic content in the thing, which is pretty cool. I don't need any of these to be warped. Hey, you piece of shit. Come on, Ableton. There we go. Do you ever feel like your computer is specifically like trying to, why do I have doubles of everything in here? Trying to tell you that like it expects you to, I don't know, like reinstall the OS. Like it's just like being a piece of shit. Thanks, Chris. Because that's what's going on right now. My computer is basically acting like I need to completely wipe it and start again. Do you know how disruptive that is for me? Do you know how hard that would be to do? I swear to God, we're almost there. Okay. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Yes, correct, Aaron. Exactly. Holy fuck, what is happening in my computer? Murderer. Wait, what? I don't know what you mean about fractals. Are we taking DMT? Are the gnomes here? Yeah, this is actually the worst I have ever dealt with. This. I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, this is just absolutely abhorrent. I have never seen Ableton act this bad before. Would you consider this on vinyl? I need to look into that. Every once in a while, that raises its head, and I'm like, well, there's a couple things. One, I don't know how to get my music mastered for vinyl, so that I have to look into that. And two, vinyl's really bad for the environment, unfortunately. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's not good for the environment. And if you care about that kind of stuff, you know, you got to kind of like do what you can where you can, you know. Hello, Jason Luigi. You escaped Bowser's castle. Get the fucking thing. It's not an issue with my drives. It's I promise you it's not. Like, I check my SSDs regularly for health and for space. I have like a little widget on my desktop that tells me like how my drives are doing all the time. But yeah, I guess I should maybe do a little bit more of a checkup, see how things are going, because this is pretty bad. I'll definitely be able to cut all this shit out from the like YouTube re-upload. Shorter, great question. So the deal with Instinct and all the other tracks that I will be making with the OP1, the way that goes is they get released on Patreon. And otherwise, I keep them all close to my chest until the album comes out, because they're going to be part of an album. And I don't want to just release a bunch of singles and then have to like redo them and have like two different versions out there. So if you really, really want the track early, head on over to Patreon. The $5 level gets the track early. But I need to talk to Erin about this, because I am working with her on these tracks, and I want to know what her take is on the release schedule for these. But generally, the way that the OP1 tracks have gone is they get released on Patreon, and then at the end of the year they get turned into an album, so I can master them all together and make them all happy. So that's what's going on. Hello, Espan in Siberia.
Lately, I've been watching from across the room. Our lives
fucking stuffed animal, aren't you? You're just letting me do whatever I want. You're a little stuffed animal. Hey everyone, this is Echo. She is our about a year and a couple months old German Shepherd, and she's basically a stuffed animal, except for when you get her riled up, and then she will tear off your limbs. So yeah, just wanted to, she just wanted to say hi. Get off of me. What kind of music would you call that? I don't know. I don't know. I generally make stuff that doesn't fall into any particular genre, and so I have a hard time defining that kind of stuff. If I had to guess if I had to like point at a like reference for this, it would be the band Brother Tiger. Echo is getting big. She is big for herself. She is the neediest shep. Yeah. She's terrifying if you get her riled up, though. She goes full Schutzhound and just like today, she just like went right for my arm and started like pulling at my arm. She's very, very, very terrifying. And there's fur everywhere now. Okay. So this track started on Modular. There's a video in a playlist for the determinism tracks that are started on Modular. And I don't know why. Like, I don't remember making this at all. Like, I mean, I remember working on it here, like in Ableton, but I don't remember making it. It was one of those patches that just kind of came together, and I sang over it with the Perform VE. We've got drums that were all redone in Ableton. It's kind of housey, you know, like a little bit, but it's very slow. Yeah, it's basically electronica. I don't fucking know. Ableton is back only in as much as we have like stems. So again, a very tight, sort of dead, flat spine in the kick and the snare, and then we have like wider percussion sitting outside of it. Ooh, got a little tom action there. That's fun. Someone made fun of me for liking toms again. Excuse me, but those are timbales. So why don't you just go shut up? The world's messiest timbali fill. But yeah, they're great. Oh, you know who I learned that from was the band Washed Out. That's another big inspiration here. Washed Out's Feel It All Around. It's full of timbales. There's timbales everywhere. Massive X. Again, this bass is such a huge part of this track. That's just such a great groove right there to me. Really simple synth pop shit. In that huge part of the track that happens later, I add full syncopation, full 16th note syncopation plus another arp on it. Just twinkier toms. That gives the underpinning of this just a lot of cool movement, which is great. Over here, got some space and it's groovier. Over here, no space, but a lot more energy. Here's the here is the Eurorack effects bus. So this is all the stuff that was in Eurorack that had effects on it. So you're going to hear a lot of rings with a lot of reverb on it. You're going to hear whatever the hell that ARP thing is. I don't even know what that is. A lot of reverbs, a lot of stuff going on, and then you're going to hear that ducking. That pump is what gives it that energy. There's actually a hook in this track in the Modular, and that's the boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. So there's this little loop that was written in the Modular somehow. Probably when I was probably using Hermod because that's a very deterministic loop. So yeah, made a little groove in that and then played with the Modular quite a bit over time. We got some effects here, some keys. This has got to be Pigments. Very Juno-esque. The ARP is not Pigments. That's Modular. I just don't remember what it was. Really, really nice chill keys. With a little, almost like meow synth thing. Pigments is good. All right. What's this? Oh, okay. So this would be the dry stuff coming out of the Euro, which appears to be mostly clicky. I have no idea what modules I used to make this. Karo's got it. All of that stuff that you hear there, I bolstered with other synths in here. All right, that was fun. So yeah, here's some blips. That's Pigments for sure. Oh wait, no, that's Analog Lab. There's a really dope. If you're looking for one thing to get from Arturia, Analog Lab is pretty rad. And there's just so many presets in there, and this is from that. This is actually one preset. So it's got an ARP on one side and a solo on the other side, and then I'm running it through Arturia's Fragments effect, which is a really, really great, what do you call it? A really, really great granular thing that they do. It's really beautiful. So you can hear the shimmery stuff. It's just really, really pretty. All right, the vocals. They were started on the Perform VE, and then I basically had to rewrite all of the lyrics. So here's a tip if I haven't already said this before. If you want to do lyrics, there's a couple and singing. There's a couple different ways that you can go about it. You can sit, you can write lyrics, and you can be very deterministic about it. But what I like to do is I like to figure out the melodies and the sort of like random like ways of singing first. So what I will do is just sing nonsense and get the melody done, and then I will sorry, I'm distracted by this fucking troll that was in here. This guy was such a fucking dick. I've been a furry for my entire goddamn life, and I just finally felt comfortable to do something about it. I wanted to be weirder on the internet. I wanted to be more authentic because everybody in my goddamn sphere is so straight and not interesting. People don't have any radical views on politics. They don't have they don't have, it's just everybody is so in this little bubble, and I wanted to kind of push outside that bubble, and I thought that being more authentic to myself would be a way of doing that. And so yeah, anyone claiming that I'm being fucking furry for clout is stupid. Who wants to be furry for clout? There is no clout in being furry. It's just being weird. Anyways, here's vocals.
Lately,
so these are actually pretty dry.
I've been watching.
Later, we're going to get a little bit more stacks.
Well, there's no better mistake than my Midas touch. Well, I've been so wrong. Yeah, it's been a rush.
Big
Well, it's time to fly again.
vocal section.
I'll decay. But as I look down, I ask myself, are you okay?
You have to be weird. Like, you should be weird and you should be yourself, so that other people who feel weird and feel like they can't be themselves can be themselves around people that are, well, they know that there's like people that can do it, right? Like, I think you do have like a almost like a duty to be like as authentic as you can be, especially if you're in the public eye. Like you should be as outspoken and true to your political views and stuff like that as you can be. Now, obviously, you don't want to hurt people and you don't want to like spread hate and negativity. Like, you want to do it the right way, right? And what's dumb about this guy is that, like, the album that I'm working on with Aaron is like it's like a furry, not furry album. Like, it's using themes of thinking of yourself as an animal to describe being human. And I felt as if like that was something I was finally ready to do. After I'm 43 years old, like, I have not felt comfortable to talk about things like this in my art until just now. And like, it takes a long time and it takes a lot of work to get to the point where you can actually like properly describe things that you feel sometimes. And I don't know, that person just fucking pisses me off. Like, why the fuck are you going to come in here and like talk shit about like something that I feel is part of my self-expression? Fucking dumb. Anyways, okay. So this is the one instrumental track on the album. And before we get started, I will say something interesting about this. You're going to hear a weird sample in here. It's kind of like a little warbly vocal with some guitar. That is from one of the tracks on the soundtrack for an anime called Terror in Resonance, or Zankyu no Terror, which, if you haven't seen, man, it's good. It's so fucking good. Definitely check it out. And the soundtrack just has some beautiful, beautiful work on it. And so I had put one of those sounds into Morphogene and used it as the basis for this track. I love finger cymbals as much as I love timbales. The inspiration for this one is pure Massive Attack / Sneaker Pimps, especially post becoming ex Sneaker Pimps. And again, it started with that sample, and like a lot of patches on Eurorack, that even the ones that end up with beats, what I like to do is I like to make a really dense and interesting ambient patch, and then I'm going to put a beat to it. And that's what happened here. I remember the way the bass in this one happened was, I did this a lot with Renee before I got the new Hermod Plus. I would constrain Renee, which is a modular sequencer, to like one step, and I would go to the quant page, which is the page that tells you like what notes to play for it to play, and I would just like pick one, and then I would pick another one. Like, thank you so much, Giacon. I would like basically constrain it to one note, and I would have another sequencer creating the gate pattern, or the pattern that creates when the note exists, like bong, 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 bong. And so the timing of the pattern, of the notes hitting, was different than the pitch changing. And so, I used to do that quite a bit with Renee to create a deterministic bass line while all this stuff happened on top. Like, so you get this big swirling bed of stuff, and then your drums and your bass create the structure. The guitar that was mentioned earlier. All right, I forgot I had stems. Let's go through the stems. So the drums. There's a lot of the modular drums still in here. So you hear that glitchy stuff. What's going on there is, I think I'm passing it through, I'm passing the drum samples in the modular through Data Bender, which is a really, really fantastic glitch thing. And then it's passing into Dismodus, what do you call it? Good night now. Dismodus Versio reverb from Noise Engineering, which if you turn the regen all the way to the right, it starts sidechaining against the drum. So there's this really cool sucking sound. There's also a fair amount of, this is the other thing I like to do in modular when I was doing this kind of drumming, was the chain would be VPM EQD into Dismodus into Ruina Versio, which is the Noise Engineering stereo distortion, and then into Dismodus. And so there's all this texture. Rode, thank you so much. Thank you very much. There's all this texture going on, and it's just dense and cool sounding. It's a really easy way, those two modules together, to get a great sound. Here's the dry Euro stems. This is going to be mostly bass. Butthole Surfer drums. Hell yeah. So here's the stuff you can hear we just got a note every, like, I don't know, four beats, and I'm just changing the note with my hands as I like. Really simple bass line. Here's all the wet stuff coming out of Eurorep. Actually, there's two. So again, if you listen to this, you're not going to think beat-driven track. Oh, that shimmer there is from Strymon Starlab. That's right. I remember one of the things I was big on when I was doing these tracks was I was big on turning using Starlab as an effect to increase and decrease energy in my track. So see how, like, here, and it's weird and cool, but over here it's a lot bigger. That's the shimmer of Starlab, and I'm increasing it, and it just blooms. It blooms in the most wonderful way. So fucking cool. Here's another Eurorack stem. Oh, here's this track from, it's mixed in with a bunch of other stuff, but here's the track from Thank You No Terror. And it's pitched down and obviously very chopped up. It's It's more of a vibe than anything else. Do I find it hard to mix the drums when they're all one track as opposed to separating them out? Sometimes, yeah. And what I'll do is, if I can't get what I want out of like the stem, then I'll basically shelve or EQ everything out of the stem that I want to, that I don't want, and then I'll replace drums with something else. So I'll just like say, okay, I only want this part of this, and then I'll put other kicks and snares and other things in there. I guarantee you there was more than just a stem here. There's probably like 6 drum tracks that were going on. I added all this contact stuff. So we've got this klezmer sound. Excuse me. Come here. It's actually kind of a tacky piano, isn't it? This is pure Massive Attack. This is 100% Teardrop from Massive Attack. That's all there is. It's just a ripoff of that. But it feels really, really good in the mix. Later on, there is this cool guitar, and it's passing through either Shaper Box or Infiltrator to give it that kind of like that thing right there. So we talked about Shaper Box earlier, and Infiltrator. It's like a bunch of sequenced effects, and you can hear that it's taking this guitar line, which is basically just an arpeggiator on the an arpeggiated eighth note guitar line, and doing all kinds of wild shit to it. So that da 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 da, that is from the timing recontrol in Shaper Box, and then the but up is also from that as well. Very broken guitar sound, again, very Massive Attack. I was using piano colors a lot, so I think this piano sound, that's got to be piano colors, again, from Native Instruments. That is as well. That's the same sound, but just the low end. Just like really weird prepared piano shit. There was a lead. There was a lead in the original. I don't remember what I was playing, but I redid it with basically reprogrammed it in Ableton. Someone mentioned the chord progression earlier, and I'd like to just point out what's going on there, because I love doing this, and I don't know how many of you might know about what's going on here. So one of my favorite things in the entire world to do is, yeah, it does sound like a klezmer, doesn't it? Kind of like a cross between a klez and a clavi, and just a weird piano. All right, so here is a piano. And so what we're doing here is we are in C, technically C minor, but I don't like that felt. Let's change this to a different felt. There we go. So C minor. But we're modulating between that C minor and introducing the major third. So it's like, here is that right there. That's the major third. So here's our tonic, and then we go minor sixth, perfect fifth, perfect fourth, major third. So we resolve, and Trent Reznor does this all the time. Like, if you listen to his stuff, you'll hear that he does like a weird combination of like minor, Phrygian dominant, and then major. So Phrygian dominant would be like, echo. Don't you start with me. And that's basically what we're doing in here. It's very, very similar to Phrygian dominant. It's a very exotic sounding scale, and what's cool is that we create tension. And instead of resolving to the minor third, which actually doesn't really relieve the tension, we resolve to the major third, which is bright and beautiful and just like shines through. So the track has a lot of tension between the major and the minor. There's your music theory for the day. No vocals in this. This is the only track on the album that has no vocals, except for these. These are from a really cool plug-in pack, or excuse me, sample pack. Love these things. They're so pretty. These are the Ava vocals. Black Octopus vocal atmospheres. Black Octopus, oh, I got so long. Dondio aerial vocal atmospheres. Really beautiful. Really beautiful sound. So I just put some of those in there because I thought it sounded good. Yeah, it is very Roma, isn't it? That's a good point there. All right, we're in the back half. We have 3 more tracks to go. You with me still? I guess you probably are. Next up is a track called Fight or Flight. And let me get the stems in there. Far cry from where we started here with that big pop track, huh? Not really in pop territory anymore. That said, I do believe that this album is probably the most coherent that I've done in terms of like mixing instrumental and non-pop with pop. Usually they're pretty disjointed. Oh my God, Ableton, come the fuck on. Do. Why are you giving me an X? Oh, because I see. Okay, there we go. My bad. Get up in there. Dead Can Dance vocals? Yeah, very much. Very, very good. Good point there. All right, we'll just let these stems. Hi, Ybot. Mr. Toby, how's it going? We are deep into this now. We've been going for I don't know how long. Time? Does time exist? 2 hours and 43 minutes. This is officially the longest stream I've ever done in my entire life. All right, we're just going to start listening to the track, and then we will go through it. This was also started on Modular, done on Modular. It is a Modular plus Korg. It's the only performance I did with the Korg, not Wave State. What's the other one? The Wavetable one. Fuck, I can't remember. Anyways, all the brass sounds that you hear originally from the Korg, not the Op 6. What's the other one called? Mod Wave. There's the Mod Wave. God, sorry for yelling. The reason I'm letting this play out, do you hear this little blip right here goes, pew, and it sounds like a bunch of pitches? That's because the modular performance that this came from was horribly out of tune. It was really bad. Like I tried to let it go. If you can actually find the original performance of this, and it was like insanely out of tune. So I actually went and I bought, what's it called? Synaptics Pitch Map, which I can recommend if you're looking for something to tune bad out of tune modular things. It's a polyphonic pitch retuner. It works by detecting notes. And you tell it what notes you don't want to play back, and it will retune. I just made my track C major, which is fucking surreal. It's terrible as well. Okay, so the brass inspiration here came from the Korg keyboard, which I think we have established is the mod wave. The brass at the end is not from that. That is from Contact again. We went through some of the orchestral treatments earlier. So here's that brass and string combo again. Do I stream all the time? I don't. I was more better at streaming a while ago, but I feel like I've just been like super, super busy and haven't been able to find time to it. I will try to stream more often. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to show off. This track really came together when, again, I added Ski Dance. This is the second track in this album that has Ski Dance in it. And I think Bjork used, let's see, Bjork. I thought Bjork used Ski Dance at the beginning of Army of Me, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so this track had no drums to speak of when I brought it into, well, when I did it in modular. I think when I actually used the bass drum model in Mutable Instruments plates and just sent it a quarter note. But in this, I used the Native Instruments India ensemble to add these tribal Indian drums. It's not tribal, sorry, that's the wrong word. Because this track has that kind of like loping, low to the ground feel to it. This track was inspired by the protests surrounding the George Floyd stuff, the Black Lives Matter protests. It was all happening around there. And just one of those things that needed to get out energy-wise. So that's where this comes from. This synth was added very near the end, and it's just to give the ending a bit more energy. This was done in Pigments. Can you hear the sidechain just kicked in? Ski Dance. Yeah, Ski Dance is a famous preset on the M1, I think. Oh my God. Come on, internet. I'm scared to try to load a VST in here now. I think it's either, no, it's got to be the Wave Station. It's the Wave Station, I think. Okay, so we did drums. We did our ARP here at the end. The Euro system, this is what got retuned. So this is a big swirling, this kind of thing. And you can definitely hear the retuning there. It's kind of shimmering in its pitch. Oh, someone asked a lot earlier if I used the Hydrasynth for this. Apparently oh no, there's no way I used the Hydrasynth for this. That must have just been what the channel was named. This is the Korg right here. I think the Korg Mod Wave is a really, really cool synth. Very Chariots of Fire. You're absolutely right. Yeah. There's the drums that I had coming out of the Euro rack. So very heartbeat. So overall, the track is just a lot of weird little stuff put together. capturing a moment and a feeling. And I was really looking for an opportunity to put it on an album, and that's what we ended up doing. Okay, 2 more. And then I got to eat some fucking lunch. Do 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 jump do 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 do. This track is called Sublimity, and it was a sort of throwaway bit from the demo video I did for the what do you call it? It's the Qubit Nautilus, which is their delay. Yeah, it was like at the end of a section, and I just started singing along with it, and it ended up becoming a track that I decided I wanted to put on here. What's for lunch? What am I having for lunch? It is going to be leftover sog, tofu paneer sog. So it's fake paneer made with tofu in the air fryer, and then sog, Indian sog. Where did you build this track from? Audio only and not via... Oh, Brian, I didn't. What you're seeing right here is I'm showing you stems because I'd love to play you the... I would love to play you the... Hey, stop. Hush. I'd love to play you the actual sessions. I started this thing off doing that, but Ableton is being really, really, really shitty and will not load my sessions anymore. So, unfortunately, this is where we're at. I know that doesn't make any sense unless you were here earlier, but yeah, we were having some technical issues. All right, let's jump into this one. All right. So this is a very self-indulgent track. So is the last one. I've got both dogs in here now. They are very unhappy with me. So we're going to have to finish up soon. But so yeah, this was a demo for a, what do you call it? A delay module from Qubit, the Nautilus. And that's why there's sort of, nautical feeling to this. So you actually nailed the under the sea vibe. So what happened was it was like there was no beat at all. This is what the Euro rack sounded like. So the basis of this patch is you can hear Qubit Surface, which is a plucked strings module doing all the blah, 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 blah. And then you could hear these chords, and that is Native Instruments' Playbox, sampled, brought over to Modular, and triggered to create this like chord progression sort of thing. But the chord progression, it just kind of cycles, so it's all very free form and weird, and that's good. Like I like working around that. I built the structure around that. This track went full Radiohead when I was listening to the beat that I made, and I was like, this needs a bass line like what's the first track off of OK Computer? Or no, not OK Computer. First track off of the band's Planet Telex. No. Oh fuck! It's not Planet Telex. Oh my god! It's the first track off of OK Computer. In an interstellar burst, I'm back to save the universe. In that song, there's this really fucking chopped up bass line. And so that's basically what I did. This is the Rickenbacker bass from Native Instruments. So it's just kind of dancing around with a weird chord progression thing and trying to create a groove. Oh, the potlet snare, airbag. Thank you so much. God, my brain is Swiss cheese. The potlet snare is literally a pot lid. It's from that slammer thing, the slammer thing from Cleveground we talked about earlier. So yeah. So it's like a trap drum kit with like pot lids on top of it. So it's very, very weird, and that's the whole point. There's this cool little spectral percussion thing playing in the background, which is a brush sound going through Ableton's spectral resonator. This is a really, really fun, cool thing they added somewhat recently. Very Tori Amos, huge inspiration. Fucking love Tori to death. Really, really love her. And then we have some strings. Just kind of meandering on top. And then these weird croony vocals warbling. There's a lot of potential to take this track in a number of different ways, but that's where it ended up. It's somewhat funky, it's very weird and very ambient-y and lush, and which just takes us into the final track, which is called, it used to be called You Do Not Recognize the Bodies in the Water, and now it's just called Bodies in the Water. And if anybody doesn't get that reference, there is an SCP. Let's see, which is it? SCP, Bodies in the Water. It's a pretty famous SCP. SCP-2316. That is a reference to this. And you'll just have to read the SCP to get it. This is a track that was... wasn't Mojave. It actually might have come from the same. This must have come from the same session as the one we just did, the Nautilus demo stuff. That was a particularly fruitful one. So let me grab the stems for this. Do I not have stems for this yet? I don't have stems for this yet. All right, well, we're just going to have to enjoy it. Here we go. We did it. We got to the end. This track is obviously very weird. The original track was weird. And there's a lot of modular stuff going on underneath, but I just went to town on top of it with some native instruments, things like there's a thing called lores, there's a thing called fables, there's a thing called arcus. All of these have these really beautiful orchestral textures that you can add to a piece. And I really, really thought it would be neat to just layer a bunch of these and create a very Radiohead-inspired sort of thing. What you're hearing at the very end...
the soul is made out of...
This is a tape that I digitized, this and the lullaby at the end. These are America, and they would record tapes and send them back and forth to each other. So, like in America, they'd record the son talking about what he was doing or reading a school report or whatever. They'd send that over to Germany, and then the German family would record like stuff from the German radio and them saying hi or whatever, and they send it back to them. And so there's these tapes. I have like a whole bin of them, and we digitize them, and they've just been something I've really enjoyed putting into pieces. So yeah, that's what's at the end of this. It's just like a little self-indulgent bit of audio history for me, I guess. And that's it. We're going to call it. It's been a long time here. I wish that the sessions had worked a bit better. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and edit this whole thing down. It's probably going to take a little bit of time, but in a couple days I'll put it on YouTube probably. If I don't, then it didn't edit down very well. But thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I know I'm going to... there we go. Yeah. It is very Boards of Canada-like. Thank you for listening. I've never shared my music with people like this before, and it was really cool to have y'all here with me and do that. There is a link in the video description to get the album. It's everywhere, I think right now. Patrons do have it as MP3s if they want that. And yeah, that's it. I don't know where I'm supposed to stop the stream first, but thank you all so much. It means a lot that you hung out and checked the shit out. I will see you online in one way or another. Y'all be good to yourselves, and yeah, take care.